recorded for future use, but can never say enough good things about, everybody who works on the tech behind the scenes with these things, because it's a wonder that we can even run something like this in the first place. It's so much goes into the details behind everything. So hats off to everyone with their hard work for addressing these issues and trying to get it up and running again. Big thank you. And just like that, Zelga has taken all of this right into Misery Mire, so there's got to be something good down here or something good on that pendant.
He is tearing through Mire 2 here. And Vortex is right on his heels. High Ruler still in Thieves Town. Okay, looks like we are good on the restream now. Huge thanks to Mekon for getting this working.
Yes, big thank you, like we were saying. Tons of work goes into this. Thank you.
Also, huge thanks to our trackers, Alex and Lana Bean, for bearing with us through this and trying their best to keep the trackers up to date.
So, Drossi, I mean, if two runners who've beelined to Misery Mire, I mean, something's in here. Something real good's in here.
I'm listening to Vortex's really catchy music here for Mire. Oh, there's the bow for Zelga.
There's the bow.
But we're staying in Mire, so it wasn't just for the bow. Oh, Bombos.
and now we're heading right out, so guess nothing on that pendant.
It is a regular open seed in that regard. There are only 2 items in Mire, so unless there's something on Green Pendant or Pedestal, that's all we're getting out of Mire. But Bow and Bombos, that's pretty big. And with High Ruler releasing the duck, I'm sure he's going to take that route as well.
It segues nicely as you see Zelga heading right over. You just drop by Desert Palace and get this over with for your crystal. And I see a boots locked big key.
Zelga did the rail clip immediately. Vortex took a couple of tries, but also gets the rail clip there. Oh,
there we go.
High Ruler... Wait, High Ruler already has 2 swords, so this is his temp? No, that is his Master Sword, okay.
So Vortex heading out of Mire after picking up Bow and Bombos.
Yeah, it makes sense with the mirror that, if you can do desert, you do desert.
I have to say, I love... Whose audio do we have? Is it Vortex?
It's Vortex.
I love the little guitar jingle when he mirrors.
I think this was Cadence of Hyrule that he says he's using for his MSU.
Whatever it is, the little jingle's perfect. And Zelga not wasting any time. Already heading over to the boss room.
Yeah, I just checked. Vortex is using Cadence of Hyrule.
Well, Drossi, that's 3 crystals at 19 minutes.
That's really not bad.
Well, look how much stuff we already have. We've barely been in the Dark World at all.
Yeah, two of the crystals are from the Light World. And with the, Zelga, I don't think you meant to use Ether right there. But yeah, with the bow, we're gonna do Eastern and Pod right now. So that'll be 4 and 5. But yeah, so I know it's been a while since you've calmed. One thing we introduced for the main tournament this year is we have a carefully curated list of MSU packs that will not trigger copyright claims on Twitch or YouTube, and as long as an MSU has been tested and we're sure it's not going to trigger copyright claims, speed gaming now allows them to be used for ALTTPR.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's been fun. There are like 50, 60 packs that have been approved,
Oh, cool.
with more
Well, that's
coming
cool.
all the time.
I say give you a nice variety.
And hey, any of you listening, if you have a favorite MSU pack that you want to get tested, talk to a Marith, and yeah, you can record a VOD, play through everything, try to trigger as many tracks as possible, still test it against Twitch and YouTube copyright claims, and if it passes, it'll be approved for use on speed gaming.
Zelga with some fast work through the Mimic room. Yeah, see that bass is popping over on Vortex's stream. Sorry, I kind of geek out about music stuff, so I'll try not to nerd out on stream.
I mean, it is a cool pack. I do like the Cadence pack.
So
there we go. At least we've now posted the information about the Speed Gaming Live online link to the past tournament, which qualifiers begin this Monday, and they will use this mode, spoiler open.
Ooh. Down in the darkness. There's your flippers. No wonder Zelga was hanging around Pod. It looks like there's even more to find around here.
Yeah, we already have the big key. I wonder what he's going for.
Maybe Kane? We're not missing much.
Yeah, Kane's kind of the big thing.
And there it is.
There we go. So this is technically Go mode if you're okay with Master Silverless. Since the runners know where the other two swords and silvers are, I'm sure they'll grab some or all of them if they're on the way. But
well, that's what I was saying. We haven't even seen that much. It was a totally stacked light world. So I'm sure with all the dungeons we have left to clear, they're going to pick up one or the other.
yeah, so we have 6 hearts and in High Ruler's case, red mail. So it's basically just a ludicrous speed seed, right?
Well, High Ruler is not far behind. So you got Zelga almost done with Pod, Vortex about halfway through Pod, and High Ruler just entering Pod. So our runners kind of keeping pace. It's just some slight divergences in the beginning about how they went about getting what they got, but
yeah, they went to Back of Escape at different times, but all eventually got their Master Swords. Other than that, pretty similar routing.
it was kind of domino. You got your hook shot, you took your hook shot over to East Death Mountain, you got your hammer, which let you go up through the top to Hera, and then I forget what was up there. Something good was in... Oh, the boots. That's right. Zelga is taking on Helmasaur. Already got the mask off. Choosing hammer strats, and those are good strats tonight because that is the 4th crystal at just over 25 minutes for Zelga this on. Making quick work of Helmasaur and Making pretty quick work of this seed, too.
Yeah, and then it's a simple mirror and go straight into Eastern. Now, Eastern, you have to go buy most of the chests. You have to get the big key anyway. I wonder if we'll see something like an sword or silvers in there.
I was just going to ask you, just, for fun, wondering, do you think we're more likely to see runners go out of their way a little bit for a sword or for silvers? If they're kind of on the path, what do you think? We'll see.
I'd rather have Tempered Silverless than Master Sword Silvers, Ganon, because Tempered Silverless really improves 2 phases, while Master Sword Silvers only improves 1 phase over Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I think we're going to see a third sword. And again, I'm a sucker for music, but the Vortex's pack is just ripping right now. I love it. And there goes the mask on Vortex's side. Going with Hammer Strats is, again, the highest damage dealing weapon we've got right now. So at 27 minutes, Vortex is going to pick up 4th crystal.
Meanwhile, I blinked and Zelga's almost on Armos Knights already.
Yeah, we only grabbed Big Key and moved on. I don't think I saw anything else get pulled, so...
Well, this is Zelga and Eastern we're talking about. He's trying to get out of here as quickly as he possibly can. And as Zelga grabs the crystal, Vortex enters Eastern.
Yep, and High Ruler making way to these last parts of Pod to take on his Helmasaur King fight.
Okay, Zelga heading for Swamp now. Makes sense.
Thanks. I mean, the big key placement was very generous if you don't want to spend any time in Eastern. Well, earlier today we found our Moon Pearl here in the dam. Yeah, I've seen the Moon Pearl in the dam a lot. I don't know if it's just me that feels like it sticks out there, but I see people pick that up there quite often.
Now, what I'm curious about is all of our runners grabbed 300 rupees in Hera Compass chest, but we haven't had to spend them on anything yet, and we haven't even picked up any bottles. Was it just kind of a, oh, I may need these someday, or...
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point, because we just passed up on some free money down at the dam. There's another big 300. And the red Armos Knight kind of getting away from
Or was it just
Vortex.
to make sure they had pod money? Could be that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we've got simultaneous crystal pickups here, just shy of 30 minutes, but Vortex on 4th crystal. I'm sorry, 5th crystal. You blink and you miss it. Vortex on 5th crystal, High Ruler on 4th crystal. And as we flute away on Vortex's side, High Ruler are going to flip over and enter into Eastern. Vortex no doubt headed for Swamp. I like the look of this here on Zelga's side.
Yeah, just go mode the thing. Unless there's a
There's your
bottle on the way.
Very much on the way.
Doesn't hurt to have safeties if they're right in your glide path.
I mean, they did have to take the time to move that brick. I don't know.
Yes, I'm sure it took him all of 3 seconds to move the brick and pick up the bottle.
See that little jingle that plays? It's such a vibe. Master Sword spins on this can be a little... it slows you down a little bit. All right, ice rod in hand. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Zelga with an absolutely beautiful fight there, cornering and picking up that much needed, I'm sure, piece of heart. But that's 6 crystals, 31 minutes.
Yeah, and let's get Zelga's Donkey Kong Country music going.
Of course. That's Donkey Kong Country 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know my Donkey Kong Countries well enough, but it is good music.
Chat, if you know, is this Donkey Kong Country 2? I believe it is. Well, see, I wasn't a big... I played them a lot when I was real little, but that was the one I always played, so it sounds familiar.
Tracker Lana Bean saying it's Donkey Kong Country 1.
Okay. Okay, Lana sang this song. Okay, I could believe that maybe there's a mix. Okay, I'm seeing Comp as possibly the trilogy of all of them, because that song in the Dark World sounded like a... It's like a pirate land that you're in with Dixie and Diddy. Okay, I feel validated by chat here, thank you. And Bombos in hand, we're going into Turtle Rock, Drossi.
Oh, kinda have to.
So what do you think? An awful, nasty big key placement, or is it going to be generous? The seed's been pretty kind.
I mean, we did have to clear a chunk of mire, so it hasn't been totally kind.
Argus, no more on Vortex of Doomside. That's 6 crystals. One day I'll learn how to count, I promise.
As High Ruler is working his way through the front of Swamp. Yeah, TR, you have to check where the keys are, because you need the big key and 3 smalls, assuming the big key isn't vanilla and you don't want what's in Lava Chest. If you do need Lava Chest, then you need all 4 smalls.
Well, as we're getting to explore the beginnings here of Turtle Rock, I see it in the chat, so I'll point it out real quick. Please do, if you're enjoying anything... Oh, there's your silvers picked up right along the way.
Nicely along the way. Okay, then.
If you're enjoying what you see, please do give these runners a follow. We've got Vortex of Doom 97, Zelga Dasan, and... I'm not even sure how to say...
High Ruler, whose Twitch is Cryptic High Ruler.
Cryptic High Ruler. It's too small on my left. I was trying to read the first word. But yeah, their links are in the chat. Do give them a follow, because they're not just putting on a great race here, but you know, they got content all throughout the year, so it's good to support and just show some love, and it's a great community to be a part of. So, and on that note, Speaking of great communities, Drossi, my co-com, hands down, maybe the coolest person I know. So please give him a follow. He is amazing. And speaking of amazing, our two trackers who've been putting up with through all of our technical issues at the beginning, keeping everything square and solid. So do give a follow to both of our trackers. I see Lana Bean, and I'm going to get this name wrong too. Alex Zadlitz? Is that how we say that?
I just call him Alex.
Alex it is. Well, the links are there, so you don't have to read them to click on them.
Or
That's
Revenant.
all you gotta know.
He also goes by Revenant on Discord.
I see it correct in chat. See, you don't have to pronounce it, just click on it and follow it. That's all you gotta do. But yes, it is a really great community to be a part of, and I've always enjoyed my time. So happy to be back. It's been a while since I've been on a stream, so thank you.
Nice bonk through Crystal Roller Room for Zelga, as Vortex gets his first keys. And that's High Ruler's 6th crystal, so he'll be heading to the mountain as well. That's the thing about Spoiler, it really has very tight margins, because assuming you have, smart runners who are familiar with the game, they'll figure out pretty similar routing, so it's just okay. Well, who can make do on the fewest safeties and just get through it the fastest?
Yeah, it's been well executed on all three ends. I think you could see certain things like the railing clip in Meyer that Zelga had a little bit of an edge on. Is those little things have added up, but essentially everyone's made the same choices.
Well, and poor High Ruler's been getting deadrocked here. Yeah, that's one of the reasons we're using this mode for Speed Gaming Live, that, we run quals like in this mode, and you don't have to worry about being randoed, or that, someone catches the jet and you'll get screwed because you didn't catch the jet and all of a sudden you're 20 minutes out of first place.
I missed it, but on Vortex's side, I see we had a vanilla big key. I don't know if you mentioned that. If you did, I'm sorry. One of the three elements down for Zelga. Working on the second one here.
Creepy music.
Well, it's a creepy three-headed turtle. I mean... Resorting to hammer strats, though, because we're stuck on Master Sword, so... Runners always make that hitbox look easier than it is. There we go. Drossi, we're not even 39 minutes in. But we are 7 crystals in.
Well, there are 22 locations where the big key could be in Ganon's Tower basement. And Zelga-san will make a beeline for the right one.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it's an early pickup here. Unless you need a small key somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I guess if you want to guess location, feel free to guess location.
This track. This is what I thought. I'm pretty sure this is Donkey Kong Country 2. I was hoping to be Chess 22.
That would be interesting. What could we put in the first 21 that would cause a runner to open all of them? Good suggestion from Homemade Beer, 21 swords.
It might be, I mean, it could be like a one-shot, on everything else if you had 21 sword upgrades.
But we're going left, bombs on the torch. High
High
Ruler
Ruler
grabs.
picking up silvers.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. Oh, there
There
it
it
is, the
is.
map chest. So our tracker who was hoping for 8 is sort of kind of right, because if you did Hope Room and then left, that would be the 8th chest. But there must be a sword or half magic or something in Fire Snake Room, Miranda Room that Zelga's taking this time.
Oh, half magic was in. It was the big chest in desert. There's your tempered sword. That's what we're going after.
Oh, so Zelga just flat out skipped half magic because he's like that.
Hey, that could be. That's what. Maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds. This is the kind of race.
Now that he has tempered silvers, he doesn't really need half magic, in fairness. I'm wondering how Vortex and High Ruler will play that, if they'll go get the tempered out of Fire Snake chest as well.
Oh, unfortunately, High Ruler forgot to grab the big key.
Oof.
TR. It is vanilla location. I see chat asking about the lamp.
Lamp doesn't
pretty
exist.
sure. I'm pretty sure I saw someone drop in chat that lamp was at the front of Skull Woods.
Oh.
I thought I saw that go by. Yeah, I see a tracker kind of coming the same sentiment. And yes, our runners do have a bottle.
Yes.
I forget where it
believe
was.
they all picked it
Oh,
up
Swamp.
in Waterfall chest and Swamp, yeah. Okay, Vortex about to grab his GT Big. Let's see what he does from here. Yep, he's gonna go on for the tempered sword. One thing to note, since this is spoiler, runners are allowed to watch each other's streams. They're allowed to come in here. I haven't seen any of them commenting in here, but if any of them do, it's perfectly legal.
There's something off-putting and menacing about a Pikachu with a big hook shot shooting out like that.
Vortex is just trying to channel Gamma. I think that's what it has to be.
I've been watching these for years, and it just looks a little more menacing tonight than it normally does. Okay, so High Ruler has corrected this big key scenario here down on the bottom left and is making progress towards his 7th crystal.
And yes, can confirm from the chat list that Vortex of Doom and Zelga Dasan are both here in the Speed Gaming main channel, even if they're not saying anything.
The strong silent types. I like it.
Well, they're kind of busy trying to beat the game. Ooh, High Ruler gets rejected there by the Hokuboku.
Great silver execution there for Vortex. 3 up, 3 down.
There goes Trinex for High Ruler. That'll be his 7th crystal, and he can join the other 2 runners in GT. Ooh,
Nice
almost
double.
triple.
Very nice.
Ooh, Vortex gets rejected by the Troll Dorm.
A slippery Ganon's tower today.
Yeah. Let's see how Hyrule does this. As Zelga's our first runner into Ganon, who is challenging us to hum while holding our noses closed.
Tempered and silvers. There's a point in this race where we thought we were going to go master silverless.
Yeah.
See, that's changed.
Convenient how those were just, like, right on the way. It's also convenient that Bombos was in Mire, so we were absolutely forced to go into Mire, and hey, if we're going to be in there anyway, grabbing the bow's easy. And looks like Hyruler is also going for his Tempered Sword.
Vortex just missing that triple on the last pass through there. Had to go through another cycle, but is also going to be moving on to Ganon here. And at the same time, Zelga Dasan is done away with Ganon, getting ready to cross that bridge.
So get your GGs in chat.
GG Zelga 47. We'll get an official time, I guess, but looks like about 47 or so.
Officially 102.18, so 47.18, because the official time includes the 15-minute study time. And with that, Vortex is now on the Ganon fight. We should note that Zelga Dasan's league team name is The Spoilers. So I think we know what mode he likes.
Which mode does he like, Drossi? Don't spoil it for me. So I'm just going to apologize for that. That was the worst joke I've ever told.
And Vortex just needs one more silver into Ganon. There we go, so get your GGs in for him as well.
GG's Vortex of Doom.
And he's crossing exactly a minute and a half after Zelga. So 103.48, which is 48.48. And with that, we're joined by Zelga. GG.
GG's.
Hey, GG, thank you.
So what were your thoughts on that seed? Seemed pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'm a little out of practice on spoilers. I haven't done a ton lately. So, something that was kind of relatively straightforward like this was a nice refresher to kind of get back in the swing of things. There were a couple decisions that I think you could have made a little bit differently. I think I probably should have got half magic to refill on arrows in desert, just as much as actually getting magic. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the route I chose here.
Your opponents both got half magic, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I think that was the right call. And just in terms of safety, especially if you're not planning on using the lamp, it's really nice to have half magic. If nothing else, for the GT climb, you can be a little more liberal with how you use your magic.
And on that note, we have Vortex of Doom in here with us as well, GG.
Yo, GG, Zelda.
Yo, GG's.
GG's Vortex.
I was really happy with how I played, other than the hover fail and a little, like, on the back nine, I was really happy with how I played. The start, I was all over the place, but nothing huge.
Unfortunately, we didn't catch the start because we were having technical difficulties.
Zelka, did you get the hammer before or after Hera?
Before I actually went up swordless, so I made sure to get it first.
Okay. Yeah, I did CAC and then just grabbed the back of escape sword before the mountain. But
where was the mirror
guess
then? I think we missed that in the process.
In the well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
really
did you get a Gina glove first?
No, I went to town because that was the only place I saw that had reasonable bombs. So I went to town and did those, then went straight up the mountain for the hammer and boots, and then did like a whole mini Moldorm dam Agina with the boots to get everything cleaned up.
Okay, yeah. Basically.
Yeah, kind of the same note as, you know, we missed a lot of the first. Where was the first glove?
Blind's Hut.
Okay.
So we were Blind's Hut, and you could, like, I thought, if there were better bombs, I was thinking of single dipping CAC and taking the, like, doing Paradox and going to Hera with the hammer instead of the mirror, and just, like, being in CAC, getting everything at once, but the bombs were not good enough to do that. And I don't know if it would have been that good anyway, rather than doing all the south stuff with boots.
I was definitely looking to see if there was a reasonable way I could put off town until I was completely ready to go up and just go straight into Thieves afterwards. But yeah, the bombs early game were just terrible. So it is what it is. When you have to do mini Moldorm and Agina, you need early bombs before you can go south. It would have been nice to know that the mini Moldorms and the rest of that pack were dropping bombs beforehand, but I mean, you can't know that.
Drops in
I mean, I guess
win?
they could put the enemy drops in the spoiler log.
That'd be a solid pull request. Yeah, it was a really fun, fast seed. I was considering not getting the tempered when I saw you got it, because I think it's pretty close to time neutral, ideally. But
if you're really good with the Samaria strats, you can do the 2-in-1.
Oh, I mean, it takes like 20, 25 seconds to get, maybe a little less, rather than just mirroring out a map chest. And that's 2 phase 1, 1 extra phase 2 cycle, which is, I think, pretty reasonable. More likely to be 1 extra phase 1 and 2 extra phase 2, if you're not.
Tracker Lana Bean is also remarking it does give you some peace of mind on the climb as well.
Yeah, I never used the Fire Rod on the climb, other than G5. Yeah, do pretty much purely NMG strats.
Hey, and get your GGs in for High Ruler, who has now taken down Ganon. So, bringing up the rear here, 3rd place.
Yeah, tempered is just such a nice safety blanket. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's possibly like time neutral or even maybe a slight time loss, sometimes I think that's just worth it for, you know, you're just what you're used to.
I think so. And I like the GT climb was the one place that I thought I might be able to make up some time, because I have practiced that so much that I didn't really want to get myself with Master Sword doing that. I thought about it just to put on a better show, make it look a little closer for a little bit, but in the end I just decided to go for tempered.
It was pretty consistently spaced. We didn't see the beginning of everything, but it was kind of Zelga would finish a dungeon and Vortex, you were about halfway through the dungeon, and that kind of kept pace through the entire run from what we saw.
Yeah, Zelga would be finishing while Vortex was halfway through the dungeon while High Ruler was entering the dungeon.
That's interesting. I wonder where like the initial separation came from. I'm curious.
Well, I walked almost all the way to Moldorm and then didn't drop straight to the big chest. I went and walked all the way back across, hit the switch. So that was like 10, 15 seconds by itself. I wasted a couple bombs, which is about 10 seconds between.
Yeah, it must have been the early routing where you really separated.
I lost a lot of time early just on slight awkward stuff. Mini Moldorm Cave wasn't very good. I had to do it all with hook because I didn't have any bombs to spare.
Well, I imagine silvers felt nice.
Yeah, definitely those were free enough to get, although it's after it kind of didn't matter too much anymore. I also got the 300 from the dam. I don't know if that's where you got your money, but
I did the Hera compass chest. I was going to do the dam until I kind of thought, well, if I'm getting the boots, I might as well just get that too.
Sure. I think I saw it and then forgot about it. So the dam is another 10, 15 seconds. So that's a solid portion of the early time.
So we had actually, Drossi and I were talking, was the 300 just to be able to pay to get into pod, or
yeah,
we were wondering?
Yep.
Okay, I was saying because we saw people picking it up, and
yep, the money you could have pretty reasonably just like piecemealed money for pod together. There were enough rupees places, but I don't want to think about that. You just find 100, or if you see some 50s along with things that you need, then go for it. But yeah.
No, it was certainly a fun seed to watch. I imagine it was fun to play. I mean, it was very linear. There wasn't a lot of digging. Kind of everything led to everything else, and it's so cool to watch 3 different runners piece together the same thing, and just like it looked very similar across the board. So it's cool to see that kind of experience.
Yeah, the more of these you do, the more you kind of get more experienced with, like, just in general, how much time do things spend everywhere, and you can kind of just start piecing together the routes pretty similarly in general, I think. Like little divergences here and there for like first bombs, things like that. Like there's always little spots, but I just really love these because they're really execution heavy, and it's like I always say it's kind of like the perfect mix of NMG and Rando to me. Like NMG, I get the idea of just doing the same thing over and over. It gets a little like annoying in my head, so I don't feel like motivated to do it a lot. But then Rando is so annoying, like ice rod hunts and everything like that. So it's just like the perfect level where you get your execution heavy, you get to do the cool routing aspect, and it's fresh every time you do it. Big fan of spoiler logs.
Are you saying you don't like ice rod on ped and flippers on Trinex pendant? You don't like those?
Wait.
That doesn't work.
Both.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Those can't happen. But ice rod on ped, flippers on Trinex. I don't mind that at all if I have the book, but in a reasonable amount of time. Book mirror fire rod with crystal skull.
By the way, shout outs to High Roller who's in chat. He's declining an interview, but GG's to him as well.
Yeah, nice run.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh, certainly fun to watch from our end. It was pretty awesome. GG's.
The hardest decision for me this seed was actually whether to do like pure NMG Moldorm and then use the boots and slightly faster climb, like combination climb to get to Paradox, or get the hammer and have the faster Moldorm fight. And I don't think it mattered too much either way. But that was, I think, the hardest decision for me this seed. It was pretty inconsequential.
I briefly considered a world where you just go straight to Thieves and get your mirror and flute and then go up the mountain for your boots, but that just felt way too slow to do like the entirety of Thieves and all of South Shore to get your mitts first. Like, it was a quick thought, but there were ways that you could have done this differently, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot that was another consideration, but bootless thieves is always a no-go. Well, if it can reasonably be avoided, which it could. Yeah, GG's. Thanks for the race. Thanks for the restream. Was a good time. Nice fast seed for a late start.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it. And GG's to everyone again.
Well, I mean, it was just tons of fun to watch, and like you said, it was sometimes a nice fast seat is just it's exactly what you need. It's just fun to watch all around. So GG's to everyone. Again, I see their links in the chat. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, please do consider giving our runners a follow. Not only was the race awesome tonight, but they're putting out great stuff all year long on their channels, and they would really love the support, and you'd just love to see what they're doing. So go ahead and give them a follow, as well as our amazing team who worked through so much, just all kinds of technical things tonight at the beginning. So big thanks to Alex and Lana Bean. Go ahead and give them a follow. And I got to say, once again, absolutely one of the coolest people I know. Go give Drossi a follow. He's amazing.
I'm glad we got to do this together, 329th. It's been quite a while. Thanks again to our runners. Good luck to you guys in the Speed Gaming Live quals. We're going to post that again for your reference here in chat. So that's all the information you need to know about these quals, which will be beginning on Monday. The schedule will be posted on that link soon, TM, which is to say sometime in the next 24 hours. So do bookmark that link and keep tabs on it because, yeah, we're going to have one qual every day starting this coming Monday, the 22nd, up through September 8th, and two quals on Saturdays. So you'll be seeing this mode a lot. And then the top 16 runners from quals will be in a double elimination bracket with cash prizes. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out, honestly.
I'm looking forward to it, especially with how close the race was tonight. You're kind of got a jam-packed schedule of what I expect to be intense races.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. But I think that's going to do it for us here. The next race in this daily series is going to be our usual weekly Sunday at 5:30 Eastern. So check out the schedule for that as well and be sure to tune in for it.
Well, sounds great. Thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a wonderful night. Again, GG's to our runners. Thank you so much to our tech team working behind the scenes and our trackers for keeping everything flowing and going out great tonight. And Drossi, as always, huge pleasure. Thanks so much.
Hey, you too. Hope we can do this again. And yeah, have a good night, everyone, and enjoy your weekend.